What's up, gangsters? Welcome back to the movie Mafias. Well, summer has hit the camp of 2021, and with that, several big blockbusters are on their way for your entertainment. Now, if you are able to go out and enjoy the movies on the big screen, then good for you, man. But if you're not in a position where you can go and watch the movies in the theaters, then have a look at the brighter side. What better way to spend time at home and practice social distancing than to sit in front of your TV and enjoy the most anticipated movies of this summer via OTT subscriptions? So grab your bottle of juice or your favorite flavored ice cream, as this video is gonna be about the top 10 most awaited films of this summer, releasing from May to August of 2021. So here we go. Oh, before I start off the list, let me just mention a few movies that were very close in making their place in the top 10 list but just fell short. So here are some of the honorable mentions.
Everything that you see wants to kill you, and can.
I should have gone to them.
Then you'd be dead too.
It could be anywhere. It could be anyone.
Hello, Detective Banks.
Starting off with a bang is the 9th installment in one of the most popular franchises in the world. And let's just face the facts. Everyone wants the Fast and Furious movies to be jam-packed with ridiculous actions, right? So this time, director Justin Lin has spared no expense. But acting-wise, Vin Diesel and Michelle Rodriguez are this time joined by heavyweight actress Charlize Theron and the man who can't be seen himself, John Cena. And quite ironically, Dom will be seeing John in the theaters on June 25th.
There's nothing more dangerous.
Coming in at number 9 is The Free Guy. Well, if the name sounds silly to you, just wait till I read the synopsis. In 20th century's epic adventure comedy, Free Guy, a bank teller, discovers that he's actually a background player in an open-world video game. And then he decides to become the hero of his own story, one that he writes himself. Now, in a world where there are no limits, he is determined to be the guy who can save the world his own way, before it's too late. It does sound like a movie Ryan Reynolds would do, right? But even if the movie sounds silly and childish and kinda like a Matrix ripoff, doesn't it seem like the perfect movie you'd want to check out in this tetchy time? So that's why Free Guy definitely makes its place in the top 10 list.
Is that a Glock in your pocket?
No,
What?
it's 2 Glocks. Oh!
Space Jam: A New Legacy, which will be released in July of this year, is gonna be the reboot/retelling of the 1996 Space Jam movie. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the first Space Jam movie, it was the movie where basketball legend Michael Jordan got abducted into the Looney Tunes world by a bunch of Looney Tunes characters. This time, LeBron James has taken the place of Michael Jordan, and Warner Brothers have apparently decided to up the nostalgia factor by throwing in every single of their characters in this film. So if you look at the trailer, you can see freaking King Kong in there, freaking Iron Giant is in there, and... is that Pennywise the Clown?
Yes, we do.
Somebody help the children! Now, it may come up as a surprise to many of you, but there was no way that this film would not have made the list. Written and directed by David Lowery, this epic medieval fantasy is actually an adaptation of 14th century English poem Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. And it stars Dev Patel, who's one of the finest actors working today in Hollywood. And I can bet you one thing, even if you don't like medieval fantasies, if you check out the trailer of this film, you can't help but get entertained by the visuals alone. So make sure to check out this film when it releases in the theaters on July 30.
1 year hence.
The Army of the Dead stars a bunch of actors in the name of Dave Bautista, Ella Purnell, Theo Rossi, and many more. Zack Snyder is the director of this zombie/heist movie, which will be out on Netflix on 21st of May. And let's just be honest, zombie movie mixed with the heist genre seems to be a very interesting take. But coming off of Justice League, Zack Snyder has got so much fuel in the ass right now, he can basically sell us anything. Even a zombie tiger roaring on top of a bus wouldn't surprise me.
What is this? It's a goddamn zombie tiger. That's crossing the line.
Told ya. Squeezing its way into the 5th place is a sequel to a movie that I consider to be one of the best horror thrillers of this decade. And just like its predecessor, A Quiet Place Part 2 is written and directed by John Krasinski and stars himself as well as his real-life wife Emily Blunt and all the amazing kid actors from the first film, joined by some new cast members, most notably Cillian Murphy, which is amazing. And it seems like we'll be getting to know how the monster apocalypse started in the first place, and we'll also jump forward in time to see how the family is doing after the events of the first film. And considering how good the first film was, it definitely creates a hype for the sequel. So it stands its ground in our top 10 list. Alright, hands down, which is the most successful, profitable and popular horror franchise running today? Yes, of course, The Conjuring is. And Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson return as Lorraine and Ed Warren for the 3rd installment of the film series. And just like the previous 2 films, this film is once again ripped from the pages of the documentaries by self-proclaimed real-life demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren. And for the first time, the film is not going to be about a haunted house, but it's going to be about a trial that took place in Connecticut, US in 1981 and was famously named The Devil Made Me Do It case. And it's good seeing the franchise is taking a potentially new turn by not telling similar types of stories and falling into the traps of the law of diminishing return. To see how good the movie actually is, we have to check it out when it releases in the theaters on June 4. Cruella is a live-action Disney film which tells the story of Cruella de Vil, the villain from the animated film 101 Dalmatians. And by now, all of us have figured out that Disney is not gonna stop until they make live-action remakes of all these previously made animated films or about certain characters from these films. However, as mediocre as most of them are, they never fail to make money out of this. Because, believe it or not, nostalgia does play a part in audiences' psychology. And when you have 2 of the most amazing Oscar-winning actresses like Emma Stone and Emma Thompson in the film, why wouldn't the film be on the top 10 most anticipated list of its time? You tell me.
I'm Cruella.
The penultimate spot of the list goes to a very late summer release compared to most of the films on our list. But as long as the director's cut is not confirmed, the 2016's Suicide Squad remains to be one of the disappointing releases from the DC Extended Universe, just like 2017's Justice League. Perhaps we should make a video on that later. But for now, Warner Brothers have hired James Gunn to direct the soft reboot cum sequel of the Suicide Squad. Furthermore, the movie flexes a brand new batch of stars along with some old ones. Margot Robbie, Joel Kinnaman and Viola Davis reprise their roles alongside a whole new batch of stars like Idris Elba, John Cena and the one and only Sylvester Stallone. And since we know how brilliant director Gunn can be at telling a story with a bunch of misfits, DC fans and comic fans in general are gonna be super hyped for this film. Many of you had probably guessed the top place before I even said it. And it is the most hyped film for the summer, not only because it belongs to arguably the biggest franchise right now, but also because the fans have been waiting for this film since the introduction of the character way back in 2010 in Ironman 2. And when do we get it? after she freaking dies in Avengers Endgame. But the fact that we know the fate of the title character doesn't mean the movie will be boring, especially when you have the badass Florence Pugh and the brilliant David Harbour by your side. So hopefully, this movie gives a satisfactory send-off to the first female superhero of the MCU that we never got in Avengers Endgame. Rest in peace, Agent Romanoff. The Avengers are not gonna be the same without you. So guys, that was my personal list of the top 10 most awaited movies of this summer. You can comment down below if you liked the video and tell us which movie are you most excited for. Also, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe to our channel, which is just shy of crossing 100 subscribers. So hurry up and see you in the next one.